Okay, trying to get a few last minute things squared away here. Wow. Looks like we're getting things rolling here. Pardon me. Just woke up. I mean, I'll talk about timing. I woke up 8:25 to the dot. No idea why. First, I thought the podcast, and then I was like, "Oh, boom, what was?" So yeah, sorry about all the confusion and time changes and all that this week. And I'm here. Mr. Peterson, he had something that came up, and so we're pushing that show back till next week, which I think it'll be good. I think I could, still a little bit extra time to kind of move things over, check out a few articles. But yeah, I think next week's show will be very good. But yeah, and hopefully, I'm kind of hoping to kind of use that kind of as a jumping step into the new show, Light of the World study show. Hopefully get that rolling in coming weeks after that. But so much for that. So for the morning, then found out what I was going to have to do tonight. What I thought I had to do tonight really wasn't tonight. So it's just crazy. But here we're right about now because we're going to be starting. If you're watching on YouTube, which is the only place you can watch it right now, we're getting ready for the first show. Well, in its entirety, be broadcast on Mixlr. Kind of nice because get out there and it's an updated audio place where you can listen to audio wise, but also nice because the Mixlr has a chat function And so you guys can actually jump in and chime back in on things here. So that'd be really cool. Just looking to try to add some additional benefit, like reasons to come out for the live show. As opposed to just listening to the recording. So just trying to add some additional live. I know on some other shows I've started coming out live and hopping in on they have chat rooms. And it's been really interesting to be able to just, you're listening to whatever the guy is talking about, which gives me and he said something and I want to chat in, and so it's really kind of interesting. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we can get some people in there, but we'll see. There, we get ready. So we're gonna start that, and then we're just gonna go. After I pour some more caffeine to myself. Mountain Dew, so great sometimes. So here we go. Put the title in. This show goes. Trying to put something. Looks like we're live now. Volume on that down. So yeah, so now we're live out at Mixler, ready to rock and roll out there. So yeah, if you want to come join us out in the chat, I hope we'll see some people out there. But we're gonna get ready to rock and roll, knock out this week's show, have some fun, learn things together. That's kind of the way. This is Pete's Tech Den, show number 16. Wow. This is the show where we talk about what other people view as trash, ways to turn it into our treasures, and do all kinds of cool stuff with technology. And then occasionally we delve into some kind of ethical issues and has to do with technology and the world, technology and kind of applying it where we work in. I guess we've had 3 of them. Had a couple with Colton Man on. Those have been really good. I really enjoyed having him on. Because those conversations, him like I've worked away, kind of pondering things. It's just a really good conversation. We'll have one again next week. I'll be having Gary Peterson in. Actually, Gary Peterson out. We'll be going out and doing it a little bit different time and doing it at his office. So it'll be fun. But yeah, those are always good. But tonight, we're going to talk some mobile security. A few shows ago, we talked about computer security. You're securing your laptop. And now, talking about mobile security, securing things like tablets and phones. And then talking a little more Windows 10 as they pushed out at least a couple more builds since we last talked about it. But yeah, if you're out in the chat, you're listening on Mixler, if you got more, just give me a shout. Say hey. Well, I guess tell me who you are, and so we'll see if anybody jumps in the chat, and hopefully it will. I think that'll be awesome. Build kind of a group that comes out, but we're gonna get rolling. Well, I'm pretty sure mobile security comes first. That's some kind of interesting in this day and age, and I should have grabbed my cell phone while the podcasting. Talking about mobile security, and then you realize you don't have your mobile device with you. But yeah, mobile securing your cell phone is actually, if you think about it, it's actually getting more and more important the more we do with our cell phone. Nowadays, you can do, money transactions via your phone. If you get something like a Square reader, you can be taking credit cards. You can be giving people money, accepting money through things like PayPal, Cash.me. But you can also be buying things from eBay and Amazon, and you can order food, from restaurants with pizza, Taco Bell. You can do online banking. I mean, you have your password manager on there. I mean, all that information is right here, and so it's like this thing holds a lot of uh, a lot of sensitive information. I mean, you know, I know, for me, it's like if I lost this, yeah, I'd be in trouble, and it'd be a lot of password changing that I'd have to do. My bank close, um, all kinds of stuff. Um, wow, yeah, because I mean, we do so much. I mean, I got the apps to manage my Facebook pages from my WordPress website. Here, I mean, you got music, you got managing, the Cox app, managing your, mobile, your internet from there. I mean, fitness. That's another thing. Fitness information. I mean, so kind of follow a routine, and you could kind of pick up on what your routine is through some of that stuff. I mean, just looking at all those different things on here that, like, on my phone, that like they could get just tons of information, which is why securing this guy is super important. There's actually some from another blog. There's one place a website where you can go out. Nope. The website that they do testing on things like internet to see, basically testing them to see what's the best. Yes, there it is. So antivirus test .org, and they do tests on on the virus to see what's right there. I mean, you can look at all kinds of things from your home, like home user, business user, mobile devices. It's like for me, the one I use to guard my mobile device right here is Avast. Great little program, Android. AV Test has it as number 5. That was 2015. But yeah, so some of the important things are like when you're looking at mobile security is one thing that's become bigger. More and more important is the ability to wipe your phone remotely, which getting rid of all of that sensitive information, just boom, gone. I think that's become pretty important. It's like, yeah, you need, if you lose that phone, you want to be able to, make sure information stays out of the wrong hands. And I mean, if you have the iOS phone, if an iPhone or that, those features are built in. Just gonna quick pull some things up here. But yeah, and with the VAST, they've got a pretty nice package of free features. Just help to I was like, what in the world? For a minute there, it was showing it backwards. So I was like, yeah, what's not? It shows you what kind of security you have. Go statistics. What statistics you have? I was basically looking at scan knives, how many infected. It's the last year. But yeah, then you have the ability to locate, to mark as lost, to forwarding, and then lock, the wipe, to launch something. I just got back. It's got, I can message it. I can call it. Okay. I think I don't get some of the more advanced features just because I'm not paying for it. Saying there's just beyond wiping it. I think there's one other one. I knew it. I don't know what's going. But yeah, I mean, it provides antivirus. Let's pop over here. See what there's something. Oh man. And now I just hit it's right there. The ability to take a picture of the theft. And to set a perimeter geofencing, so it gets far enough away from me then and detect like apps used. So there's some of those premium features that I don't get, but I am getting use of a lot of features that they provide for free. That are nice. So that's what I use there. Kind of interesting. That's kind of Android, and they've got some. I mean, there's some good. Virus is rated right below. I'm not sure that they have quite as many. Not quite the entire, the whole package. Nothing like Avast like that. All that, being able to remotely wipe, just all that, your antivirus, your anti-theft, some backup there. It's completely all for free, all there in one package. Being able to get on the web, check things out, those kind of things. And a lot of the, but yeah, sorry, lost my train of thought. But with what I found kind of interesting on the iOS side, and thanks to it being, the operating system of iOS being just more secure than Android. But there's like no antivirus. You go to the App Store and there's no antivirus. There's some offerings for like VPN or like remotely wiping, those kind of things. But in the way of antivirus, not a thing. Which I found kind of interesting. This is like nothing. Never. And obviously things like, are built straight into the operating system. Because you can put it into lost mode. You can erase your iPad, your iPhone, all from, as long as you have that that stuff enabled in your. I think you just have to be logged into your. You just have to set up your iCloud account. Yeah, and then turn on Find My iPad or Find My iPhone, whichever the case may be. So fairly simple. And I'm looking at a map here, and it's got my location pegged pretty well. It's not far off. And there, I can tell it to play a sound. I can tell it to put it to lost mode and erase. And it even shows me my battery level. It's fun. But if you're looking for like antivirus things, it's gonna essentially give yourself a firewall and scan files and that kind of stuff. Nothing. And the more I'm thinking about it now, I think some of that goes back to the fact if you look at the difference, it comes back to the difference between the the Apple App Store and like Google Play, and just being able to download apps that aren't from the App Store, and the fact that when you get the Google Play, you can get an Amazon App Store also. And so there's no. I mean, it's very flexible. It's very very customizable, in that way. But the way, if you're talking about from a security perspective, the Apple App Store is way more secure than Android. I just seen a news story today, which I found kind of strange, like a little bit unbelievable. As much as I'm not biggest fan of Android, but it was on Yahoo.com, and it was, yes, there it is. And the report, it was Symantec's latest internet security threat report. Symantec would be Norton, basically, Norton. I said 17% of all Android apps, 1 million, were actually malware in disguise. So, that's crazy. I mean, if you want to, with the Apple App Store, you want to find viruses. You have to go and find, you have to, like, root your phone and, basically unlock it, jailbreak it, and then start going to some, like, third-party app stores. It's almost like you have to go looking for them to find them, kind of thing. Like, I remember, I forget what the name of the virus was. There was some kind of virus that could basically affect the USB port on, the Lightning port on your iPhone. They were like, yeah, you can get this virus, and oh my goodness, big deal. And it was like, well, you have to jailbreak your phone and then go to this Chinese app store that is known to be, filled with viruses, and then you have to download this specific app and and then you get it. And it's like, you mean I have to go looking for it, But I don't know, I just found it kind of you just look at antivirus and you can tell, that Apple is more secure, less flexibility, and so because of that, they don't really need the antivirus as much. That way. And then they've got some great security in the way of, like if you lose your phone. Like that, like this guy I've been talking about recently. I actually had a chance this morning to put the Find phone. Got up and I was getting ready to go to work, and I was like, I don't know where my phone is. And so, sure enough, I did all this guy out. I was like, no, I'd be like looking all over the place, and it was just so nice. I was just like, I turned this guy on, I clicked the Find phone, and then I am here. I was like, oh, it's in my room. Oh, it's over there, sitting on this shelf in my closet. It's like, oh, whew. Now I can go. telling you, that was nice. And just being able to do that is super, super nice. Um, but liking it a lot. Um, but I mean, even something like this. I mean, in some ways, thinking about mobile security, antivirus is one part of it. I mean, backups is another part of it. How are you backing? Is your phone backed up? Are you backing up photos and contacts and logs and call logs, and that's when you start getting a little bit fat. Yeah. Call logs, and text messages, all that backed up, and what way of locating, the other way of mobile wiping it so that you can get rid of that sensitive information, to make sure that's not falling in the right hand, wrong hands. I mean, there's things like, I feel like college teaches this better than almost anything else. Is like, do you have a passcode on your phone? Because if you don't, and you go to college, you'll get Facebook hacked so many times that it can push you to the necessity of putting, that passcode on your phone. And that actually reminds me of something else I need to do. And looking at it plugged in for me to do it, and so I keep forgetting to do it. That's the big thing with the iPhones. Once you put that passcode on, it automatically encrypts the phone. The Android, you have to go in and do it. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Okay. Yeah, because it's in settings. And then security. That's correct. Wish I had a better way of doing this. So here, you're scrolling down, tap in security, and the volume you see, although it's backwards for you, sorry, says encrypt phone. And it's basically, you either have to have your phone completely charged or you have to have it plugged in. And then it requires you to put in a pin. Get that. And so it's things like that. I mean that's another part of it. Oh, sorry. But in some ways this another form of security for that. I mean, I've got the fact, the fact that I've got the Find phone, another way of where you have the Jeep. I mean, it's kind of, if you're searching a big area, you won't. I mean, you don't want GPS. I mean, that's the easiest way to find it. If you, I mean, but that's only gonna get you down to a small area. So if you want, how do you search that small area? How do you find it? And this, this guy's my, find my phone feature. I mean, that's another part of it. I mean, then there's the just the straight out. What's it called? Trying to find it. It was here. Oh yeah, anti-loss. Just setting a distance. Just saying, hey, if I start getting away from my phone, the two devices get separated. and they start getting farther apart. As soon as he reaches this distance, it's buzzing. Like, I think that's another. I mean, it's another security. You're worried. You're keeping that. I mean, I guess that's something I didn't even think about when like it just beats up my security on that. Now, the one thing I'd like to get to the point where it would work. Otherwise, I mean, I think so this is it. A little bit could get frustrating. Would be to be able to use it to where, say, because I think it's got a feature on here on my phone. I think it is to unlock the phone. You set up trusted device, trusted. So you can set up where. So it's somewhere else. But there's basically a way to where you could say if this Bluetooth device is here by insecurity. Yep. Just have trusted devices. Of course, for security purposes, it asks me my password. Now, if that's and basically when that trusted device is connected, we'll keep your phone unlocked. And like, I'd really like to get it to where it says, "Hey, you need your password and the trusted device to be able to unlock the phone," which is actually something I talked about when we talked about computer security, about getting from Mac, which I haven't quite gotten yet. Still thinking of that. I'm not trying to get that through. Just looking through some of these other things here for security, the security section, which is there's the password, there's trusted device, there's how quickly does your phone lock. That's a big one. You set it to your, it's your power. When you hit your power button, it automatically locks. You set whether you want, widgets enabled. You can set whether you want to show you like owner information on the lock screen. There's the encrypted phone. Here's one that I've gotten rid of. It's just normally when you're typing in on your device, as you're typing in a password, the last letter in the password that you typed will stay visible to whatever character it is that you typed, and then after a little while it'll change to a dot, and then of course if you type another one, it'll automatically change to a dot, kind of thing. I'm actually taking that off, so it just goes dots all the way, just because it's too easy for somebody to be watching and just okay, yeah, and so I guess that's another thing. And then here, there's things like, whether you allow installation of apps from unknown sources, whether you want to verify apps. Probably the other big one is, which apps have are considered device administrators. Obviously, there's some of them that they kind of need that, like anti-theft stuff, because that gives it the capabilities to be able to wipe stuff out. Just their ability to do things to keep you safe. Well, that's the other important thing. It's like getting antivirus that you can trust is super important, because they're giving it all of these capabilities that they just turn back. Like, you're in trouble. That's the heart of the matter. It's like putting a lot of trust in them. But I mean, actually, it's kind of funny because, the thing with a lot of these phones, like Android, Google's backing it up. iPhones, Apple's backing it up. I don't know whether I know Windows has some options to back up your photos to OneDrive, which actually I have turned on my phone, because they give you some extra, you sign up and you get, I think it's like 15 gigs free of just free cloud storage, and then they had a thing on there if I sign up, did automatic backups from my photos from my mobile device, then I got some extra storage space. I think when I did it, I think I got an extra 15 gigs, so I was up to 30 gigs. Just had to do that. And then, of course, I have Avast. Avast had a backup feature, which I think I have them. I may be a little fanatical, I'll put it that way, on this, and coming more, I think. And then Avast contacts, my call log, and my short messages. No, I would have done apps backed up, but it requires premium. So it's like, oh, okay. The next backup is in 13 minutes. So I'll be taken care of. I think I have my I got my iOS. My iOS photos back up to OneDrive. Same kind of deal. And then, of course, the other big thing for them is to put that passcode on there, because that's the way that. Yeah, it's crazy. But it's the stuff that you gotta have to do to secure your mobile. So I guess if I had to give you a few steps, number one, put passcode on your. That was easy to do. if you're on the iOS, then get it signed up for iCloud, get it on there, so that you can have those served if you lose your phone. I mean, hopefully you don't. Hopefully you don't need them. But it's just kind of a be safe rather than sorry. I mean, if you put in the passcode on, you know, you're gonna want some kind of antivirus. You know, just you're gonna want that. Nature of the game. I mean, and because of just the way their store is, and it's not exactly the most secure. Provide some more flexibility because they allow phones to have more apps to have more capabilities because they have access to more things. But yeah, so passcode, definitely some kind of antivirus. You're gonna see out what ones are good at the time. AV test is great. Find it useful just to be able to see something that measures. So otherwise, I'll just go with a recognizable name kind of a thing. And I mean, Fast is a really good option. Provides a good broad set of security tools. Encrypt your phone if you can do it. It'll just makes it that more secure. And I mean, backups. And thinking of access to things. Password manager can be good. It's another, but I guess that's not so much mobile security. It's like it's about securing your web logons and it allows you to put into path on app logins and stuff. I know I'm personally looking at LastPass right now. I think I'm that close to buying it. It's really nice because it allows on the Android because of that increased flexibility for apps. You're able to is able to communicate into other apps, and so you can have it do that autofill in. I think it's really nice into other apps on the phone, which works great. Unfortunately, there you need the premium to get that app working, which really isn't that expensive. It's like $12 a year. So it's like $1 a month. I mean, really, really cheap. But yeah, so I feel like I was going somewhere with that. But I don't know where. But yeah, I don't know. This was like 15 minutes left. That's kind of mobile security. We'll throw some of those things up. I'll definitely throw up a link for AV test and probably AVG. And probably a list of steps, just kind of the two different. I'm not as familiar with. You get more familiar with Windows phone. But yeah, so last 15 minutes or so. I mean, if you guys, I don't know if you guys have, but I work. I've been running Windows 10 technical preview. Find it kind of interesting. And then since last time we talked about it, I'm pretty sure they pushed out at least a couple of builds. No, they've added Project Spartan, which is still very incomplete, so I haven't used it a whole lot. Just because I'm kind of waiting until it's more complete so that I can kind of give them a better take on it, because right now it's not going to be great at all. So that's like, what's the point? But I recently had to do some updates that were apart from the technical preview updates. I was like, man, if Windows updates becomes what technical preview updates are like, oh my goodness. And it's like, no one's going to want to update. And I mean, those technical preview updates you're talking about, like, it has to, like, it takes like half hour or an hour, like 3-4 reboots. Like, it's just, but I did some updates for some other stuff, and they went through fairly seamless, and I'm hoping that's the way they're going to go. And it's not going to be that way. But I mean, in general, I've been fairly happy with it. I feel like Cortana is very much incomplete, so I haven't done a whole lot with her. And then, I mean, the multiple desktops, I feel like it's still I don't know, it's still super clunky, because, like, I mean, you have to do. Let's see if I can remember the keyboard shortcut. You can obviously click the little button on the taskbar, go got the task manager view tasks. I think it's called the tasks view, where it just kind of shows all your windows, kind of separated out, kind of like Apple. I think it's called expose. Or kind of what it kind of gets back to a view of kind of what mission control looks like, except you have the desktops on the bottom. Up top, you have the windows. And so then you can click on a desktop and go to them that way. But other than that, you have to go with the keyboard shortcut, which, if I remember correctly, it's Control, the Windows key, and then either right to go right, down the line, or left to go down the left. And like, it's just like, yeah, you got your keys on, and then it's like, okay, this, and then it's just very clunky. I think they gotta get trackpad. I mean, I think they need to improve on their trackpad. But it's like, in the fact that the desktop one is locked to desktop one on your external. Like, if you put up if you have an external monitor to your laptop, then they're desktop one on both has to show either both desktop one or both desktop two, or so on and so forth down the line. You can't like mix and match, which is, I mean, that's the way Apple was. And now they've actually broken them apart, so they're two separate things, so that you can, it's kind of like, instead of going basically, desktop 1, desktop 2, desktop 3, desktop 4, it's okay, you have desktop 1, 5, 7, 8, and that's how the counting was. And so you know, it doesn't really care. It's based on where you have your cursor and external one. Well, then you're able to swipe through those desktops on that one. If you have it on the internal one, you can swipe through the desktops on that one, and it's not affecting what you're seeing on the other screen. Which now that I see it that way, it's like, how is it never not this way? It's just glorious. But yeah, so I don't know. I guess the other part of it is trying to think of through the things I'm using it on it. I mean, I feel like they made some improvements in their the Windows Explorer, basically their file manager thingy. Whatever, I think it's Windows Explorer. I think is what it's called. By adding those quick access links, which it kind of pins the certain ones to, and then it's got some other ones that it kind of adds on there based on like where you go in a lot. I feel like those are very nice. Because then sometimes you're like, I use that one a lot, so I just want to pin that one too. So I feel like it's kind of like some of the things you've seen with web browsers, like what Firefox, if you're doing in particular, where you open a new page and it's got a list of like shortcuts to, it's based on mostly on how often you're visiting your most visited web pages, and then you can pin ones there to just keep them there. So I think that's super nice. And so I kind of like that. I'm still not on board with their newer looking settings, but I mean overall it's not bad. When they brought back the start menu, I feel like they've done some other things. I like being able to have the toolbar. But I guess I'm still like, I feel like they made some improvements to start maybe being able to resize it, and that was nice. So I mean, I feel like that one's been good, but it's like Cortana still needs some work. Project Spartan still needs some work, and the whole multiple desktops also need some work. So I guess we wait for the next build. It's like, hopefully they get some of these things ironed out. So I feel like those 4 things are basically your biggest, and it'll be interesting to see. But I feel like with where the settings is, like I feel like right now, if you take those settings, if you take away control panel, there's still settings that you wouldn't be able to get to without control panel. And I mean, another one that I found was uninstalling programs. Like I was thinking, it's like I bet with the new settings that's getting transferred over to the store app, and then I probably need to go look, but it's like, well, then how does the store app handle installed through the store? I feel like those new settings, they need a little more work before they're, if we're going to just go to that and get rid of control panel, which otherwise it's like, why did you even, why not just control panel then and forget these new settings? So I guess it still needs more work. But overall, I think it'll be okay. It's still not gonna be my favorite. I still like Mac OS X and Linux better. But who knows? I think if they could get Cortana better, I feel like Cortana would be the thing that would uh, could be a really awesome feature if you get it right. Because I just like to be able to kind of like, I guess, sit back and be able to go, hey Cortana, open, open Firefox, or at the end of the day, be able to go, hey Cortana, shut down the computer, and do things like that. It's just like useful things. I feel like most of the time I can't get her to answer a question. But I guess that's the way it rolls. But yeah, I think we're going to bring this show in for a landing. Next week, of course, as I said, we will have Mr. Gary Peterson on the show. Awesome show. I'm like really excited for that. And Mixler just shut down because I'm using the free, so I only get an hour. So if I lost anybody out there, sorry. But yeah, so some shows posted out there. Try to figure out my recipe isn't working. It's not posting the videos out to website. Oh, as always, my website is PTD16.wordpress.com. You can also reach me any questions, comments, any ideas for the show. Will be welcomed at pdennert@outlook.com. Yeah. And then I also have you can find all the different pages I have out at for Amazon, Google Plus, YouTube page, all out there. You can also, if you go out to my website, WordPress.com, up at the top in the banner, you'll see there's a link up there for going on Amazon. That's an Amazon affiliate link. If you go through there, it's not going to cost you anything, but it'll give me a small kickback. And in the future, I'm hoping to do some of that once we get that rolling and get some money flowing in. But I'll look forward to that. The stuff gets rolling. Yeah. That wasn't just makes any gravy for me. Maybe at least a couple of weeks where I just won't have a show. May not have a show on May 8th. So next week, May 1st, we will. May 8th, May 9th. And then I think the next couple weekends are safe, and then that last weekend may probably, maybe not. Somewhere. It's busy. we will see how that rolls. Yeah. Fun, but I'm hungry. I didn't have time to eat supper beforehand, so I'm gonna check out and go do that. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight. We got some useful information. I'll try to get those show notes posted out as quickly as I can. See you next week.